So that is a video link I already provided in the notes link. In the notes, first page video is there. You can watch that video and you can understand. And if you want to read the text, I will upload this file also. In this, every step clearly I have written here. Okay, by following these steps, you can download and you can install the Oracle software. Okay, so this time giving the guidance here, observe. So first open oracle.com. Official website is oracle.com. So oracle.com official website we are opening. How to download and install the software I'm explaining now. Listen. In this products menu is there, observe. So we are opening oracle.com website, official website. In this products tab, products menu is there. So just simply click on this products menu. Okay, now it is displaying the products here. We are learning Oracle database. So product is Oracle database here. Observe Oracle database. So in the products below, Oracle database is there. I already told MySQL is also product of Oracle company only. Okay, so Oracle database. See here in this, in the last here below, download Oracle 19C option is there. See, just simply click on this download Oracle database 19C. You will get download page. So most of you are using Windows operating system. So observe carefully. Okay, so don't, whenever we are downloading this Oracle software is platform dependent. For every operating system, different software is there. Observe here. Okay, if you are using Windows, this software you have to download. If you are using Linux, you have to download this one. Okay, so like this. Most of you are using Windows, so download this one. Just simply click on this zip option. It will download. It will display like this. See, it is asking license. It is asking agreement, license agreement. Listen carefully here. To use Oracle software, license is required. We have to purchase it from the Oracle company. But we are using this Oracle software for education purpose. If we are using Oracle software for commercial purpose, we must purchase the license. If we are using Oracle for education purpose, license is not required. Freely, you can download it, no problem. Okay. If we are using for commercial purpose, we must purchase. But we are using for education purpose, so no problem. Directly, you can download it. So just simply click on download. Now, it will ask Oracle username and password here. Observe, when I click on download, it is asking username and password. So to download the Oracle software, Oracle account is required. So if you don't have account, create the account by clicking on create account, no problem. Give the data. Okay, you can give the data, you can give dummy data, no problem. Just to create one account. Okay, so no problem. You can create the account with your data, no problem. Just to create the account and enter username and password here. Okay, after entering username and password, software will be downloaded. Zip file will be downloaded. Once again, I'm repeating. Observe here how to download the software I'm telling here. First, what we have to do, open the official website, oracle.com. Okay, so in this, click on which tab? Products tab. So in the below, Oracle database. Okay, in the below, Oracle database option is there. Click on it. And in this, in the below, download Oracle database 19C option is there. Simply click on download option. It will display the downloads page. So I will upload this Oracle installation steps file. So in this, clearly I typed here, oracle.com, then go to products menu in that Oracle database. Okay. So click on download Oracle database 19C. Otherwise, just simply click on this link. Directly, you will get downloads page. Link also I provided. Just simply click on that link. You will get downloads page. Okay. So this is the downloads page. So in this, We are using Windows. So for Windows, download this Oracle software. So Microsoft Windows 64-bit. So here zip is there. Download this zip file. Okay, it is asking username and password. So for downloading Oracle software, Oracle account is required. So you can create the account now. Create account means it asks your personal information. Just to give the information, no problem. Okay, enter username and password. I'm entering my username and password here. Okay, so it is asking password. I'm entering password. See here. So now, okay, some network problem is there. Generally, it downloads. Okay, here it downloads the file. Let me try once again. If not successful, leave it, no problem. So I'm clicking on sign in, observe here. So some problem is there. Okay, in the website only some problem is there. Okay, so you can download it. This is a procedure. So just enter username and password. Enter username and password. If you don't have an account, just enter username and you create the account and enter username and password. After that, it downloads the zip file. Zip file will be downloaded. So in the downloads, you will get one file like this. So like this, one zip file you will get. Windows x64 db_home.zip. This zip file you will get. So what you have to do is create one folder in the C drive. Create one folder, Oracle folder. Okay. So just we downloaded the software. Now I'm explaining the installation procedure. Listen. We downloaded the software. Now we want to install. So in the C drive, create one folder, Oracle. And inside of Oracle folder, create one more folder with the name db_home. It's better to give this name. The convention is give this name. You can understand easily. So db_home. So now, whatever the zip file we downloaded, extract that zip file to this location. So observe here, in the C drive, we have to create one folder, Oracle folder like this. Oracle software, Oracle folder we are creating. Instead of Oracle folder, we have to create one folder. What is that one? db_home. Here we have to extract the zip file. So how can we extract the zip file? Observe here. So this is the file we downloaded. This is the file we downloaded. So just right click on it. Extract files. Select which option? Extract files option here. Extract files. To where we have to select the path. To where we have to extract? In the C drive. In the C drive, in which folder? Oracle folder. In the Oracle folder, which folder? db_home. Select it and click on OK button. So in the C drive, in the Oracle folder, db_home, select it and click on OK button. The software will be extracted. That's it. So this procedure we have to do. After downloading the software, once again I'm repeating, after downloading the software, in the C drive, create one folder with the name Oracle. Then open Oracle folder. In this, create one more folder, db_home. After creating this folder, in the downloads, already you downloaded the zip file. That zip file we have to extract. Right click, then select extract files option here. Then select the path. In the C drive, in the Oracle folder, db_home is there. To this location, to this folder, we want to extract the files. So select db_home and click on OK. Now software will be extracted. After extracting the software, at the ending, see, in the C drive, in the Oracle folder, db_home is there. In the C drive, in the Oracle folder, db underscore home is there. In the ending, you will get one setup file here. Okay, this setup file you will get. This is the setup file. Just right click on it, select run as administrator. Now it will install the setup file. We have to follow the steps. We have to follow the wizard. What are the steps here? See, let me show it. So after selecting setup file option, it will display this step. Select first option here, create and configure a single instance. This first option we have to select, then click on next button. Then it will display this window, this step, second step. On screen, it will display like this. Select desktop class option here. Select desktop class option, then click on next. Okay, after this, you will get this. Okay, you can select any one option. Simply select use virtual account. Okay, or if you want to select create Windows user, create new Windows user, you can select create new Windows user also, no problem. Any one among these four you can select. Okay, so in the notes I have given create no new Windows user. So enter one username and password. You can select virtual account also, no problem. Then click on next button. Okay, so next step is important here. After this, you will get this image. This is very, very important. So observe here, in the C drive, we created Oracle folder and we created db underscore home folder. Their setup file is there. This is the what? This is the software location. From that location, it is installing the software. Okay, and here, whenever you are installing, you are giving one password here, observe. Remember this password. This is database administrator's password. For database administrator, username is always system only. Username is fixed here. Username is always what? System. But password is what? At the time of installation, we are giving one password. This is database administrator's password. Remember this one. And whenever we are giving this password, don't use any special symbols. Don't use any special symbols like this at the rate. Okay, dollar. Don't use such kind of symbols and digits. Okay, you may get some problems. Please don't use. Okay, give normal password in letters. Okay. After that, click on next button. Then it will display another window. So it will check for prerequisites. Your system supports to Oracle 19c or not, it will check. Okay, if this checking is successful, after 100%, install button will be enabled here. Install button will be enabled. Just simply click on install button. Now software will be installed. Okay, all these steps I have given in one video. That video link I provided in the notes link. So please watch this video carefully, because if installation is failed, for uninstallation, another procedure is there. Okay, uninstallation is not that much easy. So that's why we should be careful. First watch this video clearly, then only try to install it. Don't do experiments. Okay, so first watch the video, then install. Okay, so in the notes link, I am providing, if by mistake your software installation is failed, if not working, I am providing one uninstallation video link here in the notes in the ending. Okay, that procedure we have to follow. Okay, so this is the way of installing Oracle software. So just to go through this video, that's it. Okay, so in the video, all this information is available, and I will also upload this file. This Oracle installation steps file also I will upload in your notes link. Okay, just to go through these steps, that's it. You will get clarity. Okay, watch the video and refer this Oracle installation steps file. Okay, after installing, what we have to do, sir? Listen. Listen carefully. So open SQL Plus here. So after installing the Oracle, open SQL Plus. How to open SQL Plus, sir? See, press Windows R. In the run, type SQL Plus command. This is one way. Simply click on OK button. It will display SQL Plus to us. Okay. And see, otherwise in the search bar, just simply type SQL Plus here. It is displaying SQL Plus. See here. Simply click on it. It opens the SQL Plus. In the search bar, you can type, or otherwise in the Windows R. Okay, just simply type SQL Plus, then click on OK button. This is a way of opening SQL Plus. So after this, give the username as system. Give the username as system. Database administrator's username. Okay, this is fixed for all. But password is, at the time of installation, you are giving the password. I already told. That password is the database administrator's password. Okay, I'm typing here. Naresh IT, I'm typing. Those characters will not be displayed. Don't feel like that your keyboard is not working. Okay, some students ask like this, sir, my keyboard is not working when I'm typing password. And remember one more point. When you open SQL Plus, by default, you will get black background and white font style. Sir, in my system, white color is not coming, red color is not coming, sir. Please don't ask like that. Okay, so with properties, you can change. Okay, so with properties, you can change it. Just right click. Here, colors are available. You can change the background color, foreground color. You can change here. So screen text, which one we want, screen background, which color you want. You can select and you can change. Okay. So I'm entering username here. Username is system. And password is Naresh IT. Okay. Sorry. So username is system and password is Naresh IT I'm giving. Okay. So maybe this one changed as Naresh. Yes. Naresh is the password. Okay. For database administrator in my system, password is Naresh. So you can type like this. Observe here. After opening SQL Plus, it is asking username. Enter username here and enter password here. In my system, password is Naresh. So Naresh I typed. So it is displaying connected to Oracle database. So for database administrator, what is the username? System. And what is the password? At the time of Oracle installation, you are giving this password. You have to remember that one. Okay. So that is database administrator's password. So login as database administrator. And remember one point, don't practice creating tables in this database administrator. Create one separate user. And how to create this user also very clearly I provided in the Oracle installation steps. Okay, observe here. See, after downloading the software, after installing the software, open SQL Plus. Observe here steps are there. Open in the window, press Windows R. In the run, type SQL Plus. Username is what? System. Enter password. Okay, then write like this. Create user, username identified by password. This query we have to write. We have to create the user. Okay, so now I'm explaining about how to create the user. So in the notes also I will type, and in the Oracle installation steps also I have given this creating user query. Don't bother about it. You can refer here. So after creating the user, okay, that's it. Login as that user. So now I'm explaining about creating the user. After installing the Oracle software, don't practice in the database administrator location. So create one user. So now I'm explaining about creating user. So to create the user, we have to write like this. Create user, then give the user name here. Username, then write identified by password. Identified by password. Create user, username identified by password. Okay, then write default table space. Default table space. Default table space. Then give the table space name here. Just I'm writing the syntax here. Observe. Table space name. Quota. Quota. Size we have to specify here. On table space name. Like this, we have to create the user. This syntax we have to follow to create the user. What we have to create user, give the username here. Then identified by, give the password here. Okay, then after this, okay, default table space, give the table space name here. Then quota, then give the size on which table space name we have to tell. So in the Oracle, data will be stored in the table spaces only. Every table space is one file. Try to understand. After installing Oracle, you will get one folder here, Ora data folder. In the Ora data folder, observe here .dbf files are there. Here, .dbf files are there. Users .dbf file is there. Okay, undo TBS .dbf file is there. Temp.dbf file is there. System.dbf file is there. Why we have to create the user, sir? Because for database administrator, it uses default table space, the system or sysocs. User should not use these table spaces. So these table spaces are used by the database administrator. So system tables will be stored here. Okay, predefined tables, predefined database objects will be stored in the system and sysocs. So that's why we have to create our own user. If we create our own user, it takes table space as users a table space. Oracle company is suggesting that for users, use this table space users. Or otherwise, you can create another table space also on your own, no problem. So by default, we are using this users table space. So observe here, create user. I am giving for our batch, I am creating one user now. So till the end of our course, I use this schema only. Schema means user. User can be also called as schema. So I'm writing C ##. Listen carefully. From Oracle 12c version onwards, there are two types of users. One is common user. Another one is local user. Local user can access only local database. Common user can access any database data. Common user means you can understand like global user. For example, assume that one SBI bank branch 1 is maintaining the database here. This is branch 1 database. This is what? This is branch 2 database. This is branch 2's database. This is branch 3's database. So if the user is common user can access branch 1 database. Common user can access branch 2 database and common user can access branch 3 database. Any branch database he can access. But whereas if local user, for example, here one user is there, this user is local user. Local user can access is the branch database only. He's the local user of branch 1. He can access only branch 1 database. He cannot access branch 2, branch 3 database. So local user can access local database data only. Common user can access any database data. So we are looking for common user. We are creating common user here. But Oracle companies suggesting that for common user, prefix it with C hash. If C hash is there means you can understand like common user. If C hash is not there means you can understand like local user. For example, username is C hash Ramo. You tell me, is he common user or local user? Common user. For example, there is one username is there. Username is Kiran. Is he local user or common user? Local user. If we want to create common user, prefix it with C hash. For local user, we will not use C hash. So by default, it supports to, after installing the Oracle software, by default, it supports the common user only. So we want to create common user now for our batch. So I'm giving C hash. Create user C hash. I'm giving Oracle 9 AM is the schema name. C hash Oracle 9 AM is the schema name. Identified by, give the password here. Password I'm giving as Naresh IT. Okay, then give default table space. So for this user creates the tables where those tables has to be stored. That default table space we are telling here. So for users, which table space we have to use? Users table space. So default table space name is what? Users. And remember, when you are typing table space is complete one word. Don't write table space like this. Okay, then write quota. So for this user, how much memory in the server he can access, that we have to allot. Okay, for example, we are writing like this. 5G means he can use up to 5 GB data. Okay, for example, if we are using the mobile data. For mobile data, okay, for example, assume that you are Jio customer or Airtel customer. Okay, so your quota is 1.5 GB per day. Your quota is 2 GB per day. After using 1.5 GB or 2 GB, it will send one message. Your quota is over. Or your quota 50% is over. Okay, your quota 90% is over. Your quota completely over. 100% is over. Like this, they are sending message to us. Okay, so whatever the mobile data is there, okay, they have given one limit. Like that, if you want to limit the user, you can specify the quota of 5G, means up to 5 GB memory he can use. If you write 10 M here, he can use maximum 10 MB data. Okay, but we don't want to restrict him. So we don't want to restrict him. So write quota unlimited. Unlimited means unlimited he can use. Unlimited accessing we are giving. No limit is there. Okay, so quota unlimited on which table space? Users. That's it. This is the way of creating the user. So by following this syntax, we are creating the user. So create user. Username is what? C hash Oracle 9 AM. C hash means what? Common user. Common user. For common user must be prefixed with C hash. Okay, identified by password is Naresh IT. Okay, please, when you are giving password, give simple letters only. Don't use symbols. Okay, and digits, just give simple password here. Okay, default table space name users we are giving quota unlimited. Okay, we are not restricting, and on users table space. Like this, we create the user. Observe here, this one only we are typing now. So fresh, we are opening the SQL plus. What we have to do? Windows R, type SQL plus, click on OK. What is the username? System. What is the password? Naresh. Okay. So login as database administrator and type this one. Login as database administrator. For database administrator, what is the username? System. Password means at the time of installation, you are giving it. That is a password. Password. At the time of installation, you have given this password. You have given this password. So that password you have to use here. Okay. In my system, I am using Naresh. In my system, I am using Naresh. So at the time of installation, you have given this password. So we are creating like this. Observe here. So here we are writing. What we write? Create user. What is the username? C hash. Oracle 9 AM. Identified by Naresh IT. Naresh IT is the password now. Default table space name we have to give. What is the table space name? Users. Then quota unlimited on which table space? Users. Good. That's it. What it is telling now? User created. So like this, database administrator creates many users and he assigns username and password to every user. Okay. Now user is created, but this user has no permission for logging in. Listen carefully. User is created, okay, but this user has no permission for logging in. Okay. So generally, if you want to connect from this SQL prompt, you can write like this. Connect C hash. For example, I'm writing like this. C hash batch 6 p.m. Okay. Naresh IT I'm giving. Is it connecting or not? Just observe. What it is telling? Connected. Now, who is the current user? If you want to check what we have tried here, show user. So similarly, we want to connect to our batch schema. Just now we created Oracle 9 AM. C hash Oracle 9 AM username. Password is what? Naresh IT. So that one only I'm giving here. Connect. Give the username C hash Oracle 9 AM. Password is what? Naresh IT we are giving. So now it gives error because user is created. Okay. User is created. Okay. But he has no permission for logging in. Login permission he has not given. So that's why it gives error. Observe here. It is telling user C hash Oracle 9 AM lacks create session privileges. He has no right for creating the session. It is telling that he has no right for creating the session. Privilege means right. He has no right for creating the session. Means he has no right for logging in. So this permission user has to give. Sorry, database administrator has to give. So after creating this user, database administrator writes one more command, grant. He has to give permission for logging in, for connecting. So which permission is giving now? Connect permission. Grant connect permission. Which permission is giving? Connect permission, not grant. Listen. So which permission is giving? Connect permission is giving. So to give this connect permission, he is using grant command. He is giving permission on connect. So he is unable to connect as of now. Connect. We are trying to log in as Oracle 9 AM Naresh IT. It is giving error here because he has no permission for logging in. Okay. So for this connecting, permission is required. So login as database administrator now. So to connect as database administrator, what we have to write? CONN. CONN means connect. Or you can also write completely like this also, no problem. Connect. As username is what now? System. Okay. Password is what? Naresh. Okay. So now who is the current user? Observe here. Show user. Current user is whom? Database administrator. So database administrator only can give the permission. So that's why we are writing. Okay. Job mil gaya. Congrats. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All the best. Okay. See here. Now this database administrator has, sorry, this user has no permission for logging in. Database administrator has to give the permission. So which command database administrator will write? Grant connect. To whom he is giving permission? To whom he is giving permission? Oracle 9 AM. So grant connect to C # Oracle 9 AM. Okay. So now with this Oracle 9 AM user gets logging in permission. Observe here, this query only I'm writing. Grant connect. This connect permission is giving to whom? C # Oracle 9 AM. So why we are writing this query? Because this Oracle 9 AM is unable for logging in. So we are giving logging in permission here. Connect permission we are giving. Observe here what it is telling. Grant succeeded. Grant succeeded it is telling. Sorry, just a minute. So grant succeeded it is telling. Now, okay, connect. We want to connect as Oracle 9 AM. Observe now. Oracle 9 AM we are writing. Password is what? Naresh IT. Is it logging out? Logging in or not? See here. Yes. Connected it is telling. Previously it was giving error. Observe here. We have given connect Oracle 9 AM Naresh IT means it was giving error. Oracle 9 AM lacks create session. But after giving this connect permission, to the Oracle 9 AM user, he is able to log in. But he cannot create the tables. For creating tables, he has no permission. Just for logging in, he has permission. Okay. For logging in, he has permission. But for creating the tables, he has no permission. Observe here. So create table, I'm giving table name as T1. Field name, I'm giving as F1. Number of 4, I'm giving. Okay, bracket close, semicolon. Observe here, it gives error now. Okay, what it is telling? Insufficient privileges. He has no right to create the table. So again, database administrator has to give this permission. So what he writes is, he writes like this. Grant, he grants one permission. What is that permission? Resource permission, or otherwise, you can write like this also. Grant create table permission. Grant create table. Grant create table to whom we want to give this permission? To Oracle 9 AM. To Oracle 9 AM user, we want to grant the permission. Okay, you can write like this, or you can also write resource also, no problem. Resource. So table is one resource. You can create table after getting this permission. So now we have to write this one. So who has to type this command? Who has to type this command? Database administrator. DBA means database administrator. So database administrator has to give the permission. So again, we have to log in as database administrator. So what we have to do? Connect system Naresh. Okay. So grant the permission now. Grant resource permission. Grant a resource to whom? Oracle 9 AM. Oracle 9 AM. Observe here. So what it is telling? Grant succeeded. So is it required to type grant command for 2 times or not required? After creating the table, just to type grant connect comma resource to C # Oracle 9 AM. Why we are giving this connect permission here? Okay, for logging in. For logging in, we are giving this permission. Why we are giving this resource permission? For creating tables. For creating tables, we are giving this permission. So for logging in, connect permission. For creating tables, resource permission we have to give. Okay, now he has permissions. He can create the table now. Now login as user now. Now login as user. What we have to type here? Connect. What is the username? Oracle 9 AM. Password is what? Naresh IT. Naresh IT. Okay, see here. Connect. C # Oracle 9 AM and Naresh IT. I'm showing. So who is the current user? If you want to check what we have to write, show user. Who is the current user now? Oracle 9 AM. So can he create the table? Just observe here. Current user is Oracle 9 AM. We are creating the table. Create table. Table name is T1. I'm giving field name F1. I'm taking this as number data type. Okay, bracket close, semicolon. Observe here. Is it creating table or not? See. So table creation permission he got. So previously, it was when we were trying to create the table, it was telling that insufficient privileges. But after getting this resource permission, now table is successfully created. So finally, the point to understand here is, after installing Oracle software, create one user. After installing Oracle software, create one user like this. So create user, give the username identified by password, default table space users, quota unlimited on users. So like this, we create the user. After creating this user, immediately grant connect and resource permissions to the username. After this, you can log in as user now. Okay, you can create the tables. That's it. So this is a way of creating users. So in that user, we have to create the tables. I'm stopping the session here. In today's session, just we discussed how to download and install the Oracle software and how to create the user. Okay, in the next session, from Monday onwards, we start our practical part. So learning Oracle is very easy. Just we create the tables, we insert the records, delete the records, modify the records. Learning Oracle is very, very easy. The students who have common sense, they can understand. Okay, thank you everyone. See you on Monday.